Hey guys, I'm back. I missed you too. So, me and baby decided we was gonna live our best life because we got a few days to get off this truck, which is rare, and yeah. But I'm here. I'm back. I didn't forget about you guys. I am currently waiting for a load assignment so I can get up out of Georgia, right? But I wanted to continue our story time because, yeah, that's what we do. So we left off in part 4 with me telling you, I was going to tell you the story of how I started this discovery and what I experienced on that surgery table when I had emergency surgery because I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. So here we go. Part 5. I was 31 and having some digestive issues. And long story short, I couldn't defecate and I was throwing up anything that was being processed. So came to a point where I was in the bathroom on the toilet with a trash can in my lap. Like, it got crucial. And mom said, we going to the hospital. Went to the emergency room. We all know as African American women did. Nobody takes us seriously in the hospital. So it took another African American nurse practitioner to actually listen to what I was saying. And she was so concerned that she wanted me to do a CT scan, and I did. And when the results came in, she came in crying saying that they found a bagel-sized tumor in my pelvis and I needed emergency surgery. So that's how that started. So, one person called another person, angels, all day. And I'm going to tell y'all that Dr. Kilgore, he's currently in Amarillo, Texas now, but he was in Houston at the time, and he saved my life. I posted that before. But if you guys are ever in Amarillo and you need assistance, any kind of assistance along those lines, Dr. Kilgore's your guy. That man literally turned around. He was on his way home, and he got the call about me. Didn't know me from Adam or Eve, but he turned around to come consult with me about this surgery after he heard what was going on. So thank you, Dr. Kilgore. I know I always say thank you. I know we keep in touch on holidays and everything, but right now, in this moment, I'm going to say thank you, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So, thank you. Anyway, back to the surgery. Okay. So, the whole prep thing in the beginning, and they had me in the prep room before the surgery. Now, mind you, I did the consultation with Dr. Kilgore, and the very next day they had me in surgery. Like, they weren't playing. I was stage 3 and stage 4, like I was on the in-between, and those who know anything about cancer, stage 4 is when you're on your way out. So, like I tell y'all all the time, Steven has been trying to get me for a long time, and this story I'm about to tell you will be confirmation, so y'all really understand what I mean. I don't just be playing. Like, me and him been at war since forever, as long as I can remember. But anyway, here we go. So, all I remember is being in that prep room, and in that purple gown, and they came in, and they put something in my... First of all, you can tell that they don't want me to tell this story, okay? Throat chakra attack, okay? Let me just cleanse my energy. Hold on. Start over. I was in the prep room. They put something in my IV and began to roll me out to the surgery. I just remember looking up and watching those lights go by one by one, and they just started going by slower and slower, and then the next thing I know, it was dark. They didn't ask me to do the countdown or none of that I remember. They might have, I don't know, but I probably was halfway out by then. So, yeah, and I don't know how much time passed in the midst of being in that surgery room, but I know that later on they told me that the surgery ended up being 6.5 hours. My mama was like shitting bricks because she didn't know what was going on. They couldn't tell her what was going on, But yeah, 6.5 hour surgery, and yeah. In the midst of it, though, here's the story. This is part 5. Again, I don't know how much time went by, but there came a point in that darkness where okay, so let me say, I was walking maybe, or maybe it was like I was walking, but my feet weren't moving. I don't know, but I felt like I was moving in the midst of darkness. And when I say darkness, I mean pitch black. Like, all around me was nothing but black. I couldn't see where I was. I couldn't see anything around me. It was just black. It was me and void, literally. And as I was moving, right, I came upon this building that appeared from the darkness, right? It just appeared in front of me. And it appeared to be like an apartment building or something. And it seemed vacant, though. Like, nobody really was there. But the windows had lights. Like, people were living in there, but I couldn't see or hear anybody. It was just this random-ass building that appeared, right? And then there was a white cement sidewalk that went to the left and around the building, and then there was a long-ass path in the back of the building. Apartments on each side, Oh, did somebody just hit my trailer? These people out here can't drive for shit, okay? Hold on. I cannot. Anyway, whatever. So, where was I? The building and the sidewalk. Okay, so I saw the sidewalk. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know why I was there. I just felt the urge to walk down the sidewalk. Okay, so I went to the left of the building and I followed the path. So I went around the back, and you know how you got apartments on one side, then apartments on the back. It's just normal. A normal apartment building, just weird though, right? And so I started walking, following the path because I didn't know where it was going, but I know I didn't need to sit still, right? And as I'm looking forward, I can see the path is super long. Like, it seemed like it went on for miles and miles and miles. But there was this really tiny light at the end of the path. And so there was something in my spirit that said, get to that light, right? And so I start walking faster. But I'm looking around at this apartment and the darkness around me, like, cautious, because I've always been a cautious person. I told you guys I was very, what my mom called a paranoid kid, but that antenna was always up, right? And then I got this feeling. It was like a heat wave came over me, and a wave of fear. Like, you know, that gut feeling when your stomach turns into knots when you're afraid? I got that. And something in me said, turn around. And so I slowly turned around. And when I turned around, it seemed like I had been walking for a minute, because the path that way also seemed like it went for miles. But I just went around that corner, right? I was telling you guys. But at the end of that pathway, now I hear a lot of people talk about near-death experiences. And when I tell you, I've never experienced anything like this in my life. And what they describe in their near-death experiences, not even close, okay? Now, what I do know is I was later told that there was a point in that surgery where they didn't think I was going to make it. And I'm believing that this was the moment that they're referring to when I'm in the midst of all of this, okay? So I turned around and I saw a massive ass shadow at the end of the pathway. And when I say massive, I mean, big as a house, like big as a building, like even from as far as I was, that thing was huge, okay? And I looked and was like, what the fuck is that? Again, the fear is in my stomach though, but I'm trying to figure out, like, should I run? Fight or flight, okay? Right now I'm frozen though, okay? And I'm looking at this thing, and I see that it has 3 humps at the top of it. And all of a sudden, it starts to move towards me. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I need to run. I'm still feeling it, sorry. Yeah. And so, I don't know, I think I'm frozen still, and everything just happened so fast. I'm trying to put it together, like, so that you guys get all the details. But he started moving towards me, and it was like he leaped in time or something, I don't know, but he got close enough to where the lights of the building, the apartment building, shone on him, and I literally came face to face with the guardian of death. People think that, confirmation, people think that mythology is just mythology, right, and tales are tales, but there's nothing that has been told from the past that does not have some string of truth in it. So let me just put that in there for you. What I saw was a massive ass black dog, okay? And all of his muscles were protruding. There was not an ounce of fat on this thing. Nothing but muscle. And he had 3 heads, massive ass heads. Looked like some kind of pit bull, wolf, bully, snake mix. I don't know, but he was ugly, horrendous, okay? And when he got close enough that I could see him, red eyes, but with golden tints, fangs, and some kind of weird snake tail, I don't know. But yeah, when I finally saw it, I took off, okay? Ran the other way towards the light. And I ran as fast as I could. I could feel myself just giving every ounce of energy that I had. I was booking it, okay? And I could hear that thing, the thudding of this massive ass paws behind me. And all I kept saying to myself is, don't look back. Just keep running. Don't look back. I didn't know how close he was. I knew he was close enough that I could feel his breath on my neck, but I kept fucking running, okay? Now, for those that don't know who that was, when I say the guardian of death, Cerberus. We call him Cerberus. He's called many things, but we call him Cerberus. He is the guardian of the underworld, and he stands guard to ensure, basically, that the living don't enter and the dead cannot escape. That is his only job. So for me to come face to face with him lets me know that that moment they're talking about where they didn't think I was going to make it, Stephen was there and ready to make sure that I didn't make it. But God, yeah. So again, I ran and I ran and I ran, and when I hit that light, everything just turned white, and that's all I remember. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in recovery, in a hospital bed. My mom is there, the other people are there, and all I wanted was some fucking Whataburger. But I'm telling you these things just because I don't know if they're going to help somebody, and I just want you guys to know, like, who I am. And the things that I say, I don't just say them for my fucking health. Like, I've really been in a spiritual battle all my life, and this ain't the first lifetime. This is lifetime number 7, and I know those of you are going to be like, well, how you know it's lifetime number 7? That's between me and God. Okay, just know this is my 7th round, and that motherfucker been at me ever since. But anyway, he didn't win. He's not ever going to win because I'm always going to have the victory, okay? But yeah, that was my story of the first time I came face to face with death. Next part is going to be about my family, going back to what Soul Family Oracle was telling me or saying, what I heard from her, because she wasn't necessarily telling me, but I resonate. Anyway, we'll go back to her message, okay? Peace.